So, yeah, we'll just sing Narayana Krishna while others join. Okay. Dal, it's not here. Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. I'll just get the karta. So, Radharani Mataji, teamwork is important. So, the team which is supposed to perform in developing the document must become active. Life is all about dedication, giving time. So, this time, okay, Rasas Prabhu did it, but don't make it a habit that every time he does it. So, I want the team to scale up. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
We'll do.
Naraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudhana Ridhari Gopinata Madana Mohan Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudhana Giridhari Gopinata Madana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Ijiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Ye Jai Goshai Kori Charana Vanda Nara Krishna Vignana Sabishta Purna Ye Jai Goshai Kori Charana Vanda Jaha Koite Vignana Sabishta Purna Ye Jai Goshai Jai Muhitarna Tasabara Padarenu Mora Panchaga Padera Charana Se Bhi Bhakta Stane Bhav Janme Janme Ho Ye Abhila Ye Jai Goshai Jabe Braja Koilo Bha Radha Krishna Nitya Dila Korila Praka Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Gaur Prem. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadadi Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarine Nama Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanyaya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Namo Brahmanya Devaya Gudogo Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati Brahmyam Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudani Mayaya Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Okay. Hare Krishna. So welcome all. Today's class continuation of Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 2, Chapter 2. Okay. So let's come here. We'll just do a recap before we start. So we talked about a yogi. So in this arena, the assembled people are Bhakti yogis, a lot of great personalities, where Sukadeva Goswami is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. While there are many Bhakti Yogi practitioners, there are also some yogis who are Ashtanga yogis, who are thinking of liberation by not able to comprehend the personal features of the Lord. So they are more inclined toward Ashtanga Yoga. So for such yogi, Ashta, 8 steps, process of liberation, is what was recommended. And Sukadeva Goswami helped us to take us through the detail of the steps of Ashtanga Yoga. Right? So we started with the 5 preliminary process, that is a preparatory process, from Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, and Pratyahara. In the stage of Pratyahara, he withdraws the senses. Once the senses are withdrawn, that means what? There is no more material aspects of influence on the mind, because senses are the gateway to the mind. So once there is no more material influence on the mind is considered to be purified state. If the mind is still having chanchal, the mind is still having desires on various things, that means the senses withdrawal is not successful, or the senses are still not purified. That's what it is. So in the previous section so far in chapter 2, we understood that a purified mind, his process is very simple. After Pratyahara, he goes into what is called as dhyana. So dharana. In the stage of dharana, the object of meditation is Paramatma, and hence dharanasya is the object of meditation, which is called Paramatma, is mentioned here as his focus. So after the dharana stage, he goes into deeper meditation, where he is able to focus on dhyana, that is onto the every features of the Lord, the features of the Paramatma, features of the Lord, which we discussed in the last class, the 4 slokas, which talks about details of the Paramatma. Then continuous meditation. In deeper meditation, he reaches a state of samadhi. And in the state of samadhi, he is able to control his entire body, all the 7 prana chakras, and he is able to liberate, move the soul up to the skull region, and he is able to liberate himself. Now, since he is not able to comprehend the personal features of the Lord, his destination, this yogi's destination thought process is Paramatma, and hence his resultant destination, that is Parandama, will be Brahmajyoti, Brahman realization, Paramatma realization. That's where this yogi destines. Okay. So now further, after reading the descriptions of what this Bhakti Yogi will do, further in today's class, we will see the other aspects. What is other aspects? Yes, when the mind is not purified, we are here, this portion. This mind is not purified. After withdrawal of the senses, still he has desire, material desires, right? So then what is recommended, that he does not focus or meditate on the Paramatma feature of the Lord, but he focus on the Virat Rupa. Virat Rupa is material in nature. We discussed that in many verses and in detail. So for example, when Krishna showed the Paramatma, so the Virat Rupa feature to Arjuna, Arjuna could not relate himself to it. That means Arjuna could not do the forms of worship. Arjuna could not connect with that aspect of the Lord. So Arjuna said, no, this is not the right thing. I'm not able to comprehend this. This is too much beyond my ability to grasp, ability to digest. So please withdraw this. So that is the position of Virat Rupa understanding. And also, if you look at this Virat Rupa, we understood that the Virat Rupa is composition of the material elements. It is composition of the Ihadevatas, the 33 crore Ihadevatas. Then it is also composition of Kala, time, right? And the Angas of the Virat Rupa is also equated to the 14 planetary systems, right? So, for example, he started from the feet and then went all the way till the face of the Lord. So, you see, this material world is temporary. That means at some point in time, it will be annihilated. So, that means the Virat Rupa is also not permanent. It is also temporary. And hence, Prabhupada concludes that one's worship on the Virat Rupa form of the Lord is not the right thing to do, and it is also temporary nature. Hence, the Lord or the Shastra doesn't recommend. But however, because the Ashtanga Yogi is looking at the Lord as formlessness, and his object is Brahman, and his goal is to somehow get liberated from the pangs of the material miseries. So for him, the method is to meditate on the Angas of the Lord, detailness of the Virat Rupa, where the 14 planetary systems are equated to the different Angas of the Lord. And after meditating on it, he will be able to liberate himself, go beyond the Swargaloka, penetrate the Swargaloka. Bhur, Bhuvar, Suvar. Right after Swargaloka, then he crosses the the lower portion of the upper planetary system and then reaches Maharloka. So the difference between Maharloka and the other planets in the higher planetary system is that when dissolution or when the entire world is destroyed, right? That is which is called as partial destruction. This happens every day when Brahma goes to sleep, right? So up to Maharloka, the entire planetary systems are destroyed and they're recreated, right? So beyond Maharloka will continue to exist till the life of Brahmaji, right? So this yogi, he doesn't reach there, but what does he do? He straightaway completes this 14 planetary system, and then he goes, crosses this, penetrates. He reaches the Brahmaloka. Okay, he crosses the Maharloka, Janaloka, Satyaloka, right? No, Mahar, Jana, Sat, Tapa, and Satya. So these 4 lokas he crosses and reaches the Brahmaloka planet. There, he is now thinking whether to stay the entire life of Brahmaji, and when Brahma dies, he'll also get liberated. Or he may get liberated by continuing his yoga practices, where he penetrates the five elements. So if you look at the creation from sound, okay, Pradhana, from Pradhana came Mahatattva, from Mahatattva came false ego, from false ego came the five elements, right? So the reverse process of creation, that is destruction. So through the process of yogic meditation, he crosses the five elements, Bhumi, Rapo, Nala, Vayu. So he crosses the five elements, then now he is left with the subtle elements, that is mind, intelligence, false ego, then the soul. So these three collapses into the soul, and then it blends into the Mahatattva, goes into Pradhana, and then gets liberation. So that's the process the unsuccessful yogi takes. Now, even though he goes through this process, which is very difficult, he only reaches the destination which is called Brahmajyoti. So in Brahmajyoti, he will realize that Lord is not impersonal, Lord is personal. So in order to understand the methods to receive the mercy of the personal features of the Lord, the supreme personality of Godhead, he once again falls down into the earthly planet and does not practice Ashtanga Yoga because he's already seen, oh, Lord is not impersonal, he is personal. So his object of meditation, the Dharanasya, now no more becomes Paramatma, it becomes Bhagavan. So then he practices Bhakti Yoga once again, and then he reaches back home, back to Godhead. Right? So that's the path that a yogi who's impurified or purified follows and reaches his destination. So now what we will discuss further is, we will discuss in a very short description, because we discussed the Virat Rupa, we discussed the Angas and things like that. Now we're going to discuss the Paramatma. So what happens after Paramatma, the Dhyana Samadhi, how he reaches liberation. So that's the path that we're going to discuss now. Okay? So are we all on the same page as of now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So before I continue, let me explain. We as practitioners, we are practicing what is called as Bhakti Yoga. Okay? So we don't practice Ashtanga Yoga. So now you are only knowing this as a process of understanding what is this complexity of other yoga system and what is the ease in practicing Bhakti Yoga system. So this section is going to help us appreciate the glories of Bhakti Yoga and how one should be determined. Sarvatra Sarvada. We're going to read that sloka also. How are we going to practice Bhakti Yoga at all times, at all places, at all circumstances, and make this life perfect? Right? So we will not spend too much time because there are a lot of technicalities in it. We cannot do such technical discussion over Zoom call. We need whiteboard, we need some projectors, and then through step-by-step navigating, then we can understand this complex, right? So what we will do is we will just go through in a simple manner to understand the steps, okay? So now we're going to follow what is called as, in the sloka till 15, we read the description of Paramatma. Now we're going to follow the steps of liberation, that is after dhyana, where he is focusing on Paramatma, what is the liberation that he will go through, right? So that's what we will discuss now. After discussing, we'll come back and look at Krama Murti, right? What does Krama means? Gradual. This is quick liberation. Krama means gradual liberation. What is the gradual liberation also will lead to, right? So we'll discuss both these things today. And then we'll conclude how Bhakti Yoga is supreme and why Krishna is telling us to practice Bhakti Yoga. Okay? So for now, we will skip the slokas. We will only read the translation because it's technical subject. We'll go into the details. Okay? Translation.
Prabhuji, I have one question.
14.
Yes, yes Prabhuji?
We have to do from 14.
14 we completed, Mataji. 14 is done.
What?
See. Yeah, we completed this. This is my bookmark also. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu?
The difference, exact difference between Paramatma and Bhagavan is a Paramatma means is a Hrudayastha Paramatma.
Okay, you didn't attend the previous classes. So you call me after the class and I'll explain you, because if I explain you the
Sure,
details, we will drag and go into different subject matter. Okay?
sure, Prabhuji.
So you call after the class, we will discuss and I'll explain you what is that. Okay. So we'll read from Sloka 215. O king, whenever the yogi desires to leave his planet of human beings, he should not be perplexed about proper time and place, but should comfortably sit within his being disturbed and regulating the life air, should control the senses by the mind. Okay, so now here it is talking about the details of the dhyana stage, how he should be very regulated in his practice. And by regulating in his practice, he will be able to achieve what is called as a mystic power. It is that mystic power that he'll be able to pierce himself to the next stage. Okay. So this regulative practices is coming in which stage? The first 5 stages: yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. So that's a stage. So he's telling that regulation there is very, very important to call himself as a purified devotee, where he's focusing on Param. Okay. Then 216. Thereafter, the yogi merges mind by his unalloyed intelligence into the living entity, and then merge the living entity into the Supreme Self. And by doing this, the fully satisfied living entity becomes situated in the supreme stage of satisfaction, so that he ceases from all other activities. Okay, so this may be a little bit confusing for you to understand. What's the meaning of merge mind, unalloyed intelligence, then merge into the super soul? What is it? So first we will go understand the 3 elements now. Okay. Do you want me to type it, or if I just explain, it'll be okay?
Prabhu, you type it, Prabhu, because
Type
it's
it, Prabhu.
very fast to catch from.
Okay, so let me see if I can type it for you. So I'll type it. You please understand this. Huh? Okay, let me share this. Okay, are you able to see the screen? Okay. Now, let me ask you a simple question. Is Paramatma only one or many? How many Paramatmas are there?
Only one, and he expands.
Only one, you'll expand. Okay, so let's understand. There are 3 levels of Paramatma. So let's understand that first. Okay. So now, so here is Krishna. Krishna expands into Balaram, and Balaram expands into quadruple expansion. Okay. I'm not going to steps, I'm just skipping some steps. Then finally he comes to Purushavata. Purushavata. The Purushavata is represented by Narayana. Purushavata means Narayana. What does Purusha means? Purusha means enjoyer, right? So Purushavata means an avatar who is taking care of the living entities who are in the mood of enjoying. That's why it's called Purushavata. Okay. The first Purushavata is Mahavishnu. Okay. So Mahavishnu is on the casual ocean. Okay. So this is a casual ocean which divides the difference between the spiritual world and the material world. Okay. So the material world has a large casual ocean on which the Mahavishnu is lying down. Mahavishnu's got a huge body. He's just lying down there. Okay. So this Mahavishnu, the first explanation of Mahavishnu is Karanadaksha Vishnu. Okay. So this Karanadaksha Vishnu is on the Karana ocean or the casual ocean. Mahavishnu is also called the Karanadaksha Vishnu. Okay. So from Narayana or Mahavishnu or the Karanadaksha Vishnu is the first form of Paramatma. So let's understand what does this mean. Then from Karanadaksha Vishnu, when he breathes, andas are formed. That is, one solar system is formed. Within one solar system, one Garbha. Garbhodaksha Vishnu is there. Daksha Vishnu. Okay. This is in the Garbha ocean. So, for example, where are we? We are part of one Garbha. One Garbha Vishnu, one Garbha's ocean. We are part of that because we are part of one universe. Then we have Shirodaksha Vishnu. Hmm. Okay, so this is in
Milky Ocean.
sorry?
Milky Ocean.
Okay, this is in Milky Ocean. Okay, so now what is the difference? What is the difference? So this is the personality. Shirodaksha Vishnu is often referred to as Paramatma. Paramatma. Okay, so Paramatma means one who is residing in each of the heart of every living entity. Okay, so this is the Paramatma at the every soul level. Okay. Now, this Garbhodaksha Vishnu is also Paramatma, but he is at the universal level. That means the Shirodaksha Vishnu is coming from Garbhodaksha Vishnu. But he is also Paramatma, but at the universal level. Which universal level? The Anda that we are part of. The Chaturmukha Brahma that we are part of. Okay. Now, Mahavishnu, Karanaksha Vishnu is also Paramatma, but he is at a collective level, collective universes. Why? There are many Andas that he creates. And, from in each and every Anda, the Garbhodaksha Vishnu goes. So that means Karnadaksha Vishnu is the collective level of Paramatma. Garbhodaksha Vishnu is the universal level of the Paramatma where he is the Paramatma for all the living entities. And Kshirodaksha Vishnu is in the heart of every living entity. So that's what you have to understand. The three levels of the Paramatma feature of the Lord, of what is called Narayana. Okay. So is this clear now? Okay. Now what we will do is, so this is, I would call it as levels of understanding. Karma. Check. So now what does the topic says? Here says, therefore the yogi should merge his mind by knowledge, intelligence into living entity, then merge into the super self. Okay. So now here, the super self is the Paramatma. He is called the super self. Okay. So now you see, from Krishna, Balram is the first expansion, then quadruple expansion, then Shankarshan, then at some point in time we have Purusha Avatar, which is Narayana. From Narayana came Karnadaksha Vishnu, which is called Mahavishnu, then Garbhodaksha Vishnu, then Shirodaksha Vishnu. So that means the Shirodaksha is the Paramatma, which is the super self here. Okay. Now, when I say this super self or the super Lord, what is happening is we all came from the Garbha of this Lord. We came from here. We came from the stomach of this Vishnu. Okay. So now our return process is to go back to the same location. Right? So from Garbha came the soul, the living entity. From the Garbhodakshana's stomach came the living entity. Okay. So now the soul is covered by subtle elements. What are the subtle elements? The first is the false ego. The second is intelligence. and third is the mind. Okay, so this you can consider like concentric circles, like layers. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. That means the soul is this. The first covering is false ego. Above the covering is the intelligent. Above the covering is the mind. So the greater the covering, the more grossier it becomes. But mind cannot be seen, intelligence cannot be seen, false ego cannot be seen, and hence they are all called subtle elements. Is this clear? Now, okay. So now what we will do is, we will just, I'll insert a column here. Okay. Although I'll shift this here. So how, now the sloka says, the yogi should merge his mind. What does merge his mind means? In the pratyahara stage, what he did, he withdrew his senses. That means the senses currently, all the five knowledge acquiring senses, are exposed to this world. Okay? They are influenced by the material energy. And according to the material energy's illusionary aspect, the senses, the nose, eyes, ears, they influence my mind, and my mind acts. I want money. I want enjoyment. I want to eat this. I want on fruit. I want to run. I want to be a sportsman. So all these things the mind understands because it influenced by the material energy which comes through my senses. So in Pratyahara, what are we doing? We're withdrawing the senses. When we withdraw the senses, the mind is no more polluted by this Maya Shakti that is around us. So that is called withdrawal of the mind. This is called here, merges mind here. Okay. So now once the mind is merged, or once the mind is withdrawal of senses, the mind does not have any more activity. Whatever the intelligence tells, the mind is going to act. What will be the intelligence here? Here the yogi is only having some shastric knowledge, and based on the shastra, which he has to practice certain yoga process, he is doing it. So the intelligence become the controller of the mind. So the mind has folded itself into the intelligence, right? So here, mind subdued. That's what happened to the mind. Now, once this intelligence is purified, then what happens to the false ego? The false ego understands that, okay, I am no more connected to this body, but I am connected to the Supreme. But his connection is still on the Paramatma level, not on the Bhagavan level, but at least is realizing that I am part of that Brahman. Right? So this false ego also unfolds, and the soul now merges. The soul now merges the living entity into the super self. Right? So the soul enters back into the Garbha ocean, or the stomach at which it originally came out from. So that is the process which came out from. That's the reverse process that is going through. So now what happened? Now I'm no more influenced by the material energies. Adi Atmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. Why? Because I withdrawn. Now I moved myself into the position of the transcendence. Okay, transcendence means beyond the material influences. And hence you will see that I am no more influenced by the material elements. And once I am no more influenced by material elements, he is becoming satisfied. This is what it means. And by doing this, the fully satisfied living being entity becomes situated in the supreme stage of satisfaction. Right? So this yogi also reaches satisfaction. But this satisfaction is considered to be very minuscule. But he reaches satisfaction. Why? Because this is the cause. What's the cause? So that he ceases from all other material activities. Because he ceases from all of them, he is completely blissful. Right? So that's what is the sloka is referring to. Are we clear with reference to what has been described here?
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, clear, Prabhu. One doubt I have, Prabhu. Once we enter into the soul. That is, everything is got subdued, and then we are at the soul position at Garbhadakshay Vishnu Prabhu.
Yeah, that's where we came, no?
Ah,
We were in the Garbha of the Lord. Garbha means stomach.
yes, Prabhu. So then last again we go back. We go to the reverse position and go back to Garbhadakshay Vishnu. Then what happens, Prabhu, after that?
So then now his object of meditation is what? His meditation is Paramatma.
Paramatma or Bhagavan, Prabhu it is?
No, Bhagavan. He's still in Ashtanga Yoga stage. In
Okay.
Ashtanga Yoga stage, the maximum he realizes is Paramatma.
Okay. Right, Prabhu.
He's thinking Paramatma is a destination. He's not thinking Bhagavan as destination.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
So that's what, and since he's reached that level, in terms of his yogic practices, so he is in state of bliss because there is no more material influence. Material influence, chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavat tridam. That material influence is the one that causes chanchal in our life, in all aspects, in our heart, in our surroundings, through the entire nature. All three are now withdrawn. He feels happy. That's what it says. Okay?
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
So now let's go into the next sloka. Okay. So here you see, therefore the unalloyed intelligence and the mind are merged into the Lord, and thus the living entity does not remain to see himself but becomes seen by the Lord transcendently. When the living entity is directly seen by the Lord dictates him to act according to his desire. That is what the Paramatma does. If I say, I want to eat Pani Puri, the Paramatma directs to a place to fulfill our desire. Now here, the Lord is the living entity is saying, I am desiring to reach Paramatma or merge into Paramatma. So the Lord dictates him to act according to his desire. And when the living entity follows him perfectly, the living entity ceases to discharge any of the duty for his illusory satisfaction. That means, what is illusory satisfaction? The material energy. That means he does not care for any more influence or activities on the material plane. In his pure unalloyed state, the living being attains the state of full bliss, which is called Labdo Pashanti, where he ceases all material anchorings. So, this yogi in the Ashtanga Yoga practices also, he will reach the state of happiness. Okay, so that's the understanding of this. Now let's go to the next sloka. In the transcendental state of Labdo Pashanti, there is no supremacy of devastating time which controls even the celestial demigods who are empowered to rule over mundane creatures. And what to speak of demigods themselves? Nor is there a mode of material goodness or passion, ignorance, not even false ego, not even material casual ocean, nor the material nature. So that means when he has reached the state, in this state, when he is fully realized at Paramatma, there is no material influence, not even Kala Chakra. There is no time also influence. Because time influence does not happen beyond the material realm. So nothing influences him and he is in complete state of bliss. Why that bliss? Because he achieved whatever he desired by the mercy of the Lord. Right? So here in the material influence of time, we have birth, death, old age, disease is a problem. That is also not going to influence. And hence he reached that state. Okay? And time is the one that it causes us to grow old. Time is the one causes events to happen. Time is the one that causes many things to change on a continuous basis. But all those things are also not there. And hence in a state of bliss. Okay? Yeah. We'll just read this alone. I'll just read it for you. The devotees experience the above mentioned state of affairs by attainment of spiritual forms for activity in transcendental loving service of the Lord. But the impersonalist, here the first is Bhakti Yogis, but the impersonalist, Ashtanga Yogis, because of his neglecting the association of the Lord, does not develop a spiritual body for spiritual activity. Okay? He's still got only a subtle material body. He's not got a spiritual body, but remains in the spiritual spark only, which is Brahma Jyoti, merged in the effulgent spiritual rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Brahma Jyoti is the light which comes from the body of Lord Krishna. Just like how you get light from the sun planet, this Brahma Jyoti is light from the Lord of Krishna. But since it is coming from Lord of Krishna, it is Krishna in an impersonal format, and hence he still experiences certain amount of bliss. That is the most important point. Okay? The Lord is the full-fledged form of eternity, bliss and knowledge, but the formless Brahmajyoti is simply eternity and knowledge. There is no bliss. The bliss, what he experiences, only that his desire is accomplished. But the bliss of serving the Lord, the bliss of the aspect of Govinda, does not exist. That means he can eternally be in Brahmajyoti. He'll have a knowledge of Brahmajyoti, that's all, but he'll not have knowledge anything beyond it. And that's what Prabhupada is trying to conclude. So hence Prabhupada is concluding this Brahmajyoti is not a good idea. It's a very limited level of accomplishment one can do. Okay? Now, this Brahmajyoti is also called Parampadam. That's what you will see in the next sloka. Okay? Parampadam Vaishnavam Amananti Tad Yanneti Netiti Ad Utshishtrikshava Vijishya Dauratmiyam Ananya Saurada Hrido Pagu Yarha Padam Pade Pade. Let's read this sloka. The transcendentalists desire to avoid everything godless. For they know that supreme situation is everything related to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Therefore, a pure devotee who is in absolute harmony with the Lord does not create perplexities, but worship the lotus feet of the Lord at every moment, taking them into the heart. The duality exists in the heart of a Ashtanga yogi, but it does not exist in the heart of a devotee. For devotee, he doesn't care whether it's Brahmajyoti or Paramatma. He knows that they are all not the ultimate destination. What he does? He only focuses on the lotus feet of the Lord. He knows that the ultimate, Parandama, Parambrahma. So he knows he is the Lord beyond all these things. And the supreme destination is also the final destination. So he takes every moment of his life, who? A Bhakti Yogi practitioner, in focusing to serve the lotus feet of the Lord. And hence he is successful. Okay. This purport, this is a very nice expression. Can someone read this purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Read.
The transcendental's desire to avoid
Here,
everything.
purport.
Okay, Prabhu. In the Bhagavad Gita, Madhama, my abode, is mentioned several times, and according to the version of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead Sri Krishna, there exists the unlimited spiritual sky, wherein the planets are called Vaikunthas, or the abode of the personality of the Godhead.
Abode means home or place. In that sky?
In that sky, which is far beyond the material sky, and it is sevenfold coverings. There is no need of the sun or the moon, nor is there necessity of electricity for illumination, because the planets are self-illuminating and more brilliant than the material suns. Pure devotees of the Lord are absolutely in harmony with the personality of the Godhead, or in other words, they always think of the Lord as their only dependable friend and well-wisher. They do not care for any mundane creature up to the status of Brahma, the Lord of the universe. Hare Krishna.
So here Prabhupada is clearly distinguishing that a person who's practicing Ashtanga Yogi, he does not have clear information about Madhama, or does not have clear information about personality of Godhead. And hence, he is practicing to reach a destination much lower in stage. But while a devotee, he knows every detail about what is a Vaikuntha planet. He knows the characteristics. He knows the people whom they live there. So his destination, he keeps at the eternal spiritual world, which is the Vaikuntha planets. And that's what Prabhupada is understanding. So they do not care about all these processes. They just go on practicing Bhakti. Okay? They don't care that, okay, Swargaloka, you get so much happiness. They don't care that Brahmaloka, you get so much happiness. Nothing. They don't care for any of these things. That's the glory of a devotee. Okay? So the Vaikuntha planets are factually supreme residential places called Parampadam. That is the real. Param means something supreme. Param means something beyond this material conception. Okay? So the impersonal Brahmajyoti is also called Parampadam due to its being rays from the Vaikuntha planets, as the sun rays are rays of the sun. So here in the sloka, when Parampadam is being referred, it refers to the Brahmajyoti only, but you should not consider this Parampadam as the Parampadam that we're talking about Vaikuntha planets. It is referential to time, place, circumstances. It is the Parampadam for the Ashtanga yogis. Okay? And still for Ashtanga yogis, why the word Parampadam is used? Because Brahmajyoti is also from the body of the Lord. It is also transcendental. But it is a problem with the ignorance of the Ashtanga yogis who's reaching Brahmajyoti. And that's what it is. Okay? So what we will do is now we'll go to the next sloka, that is 2.19. Translation. By the strength of scientific knowledge, one should be well situated in absolute realization and thus be able to distinguish all material desire. One should then give up the material body by blocking the air hole through which the stool is evacuated with the heel of one's feet or foot and by lifting the life air from one place to another in the 6 primary places. Right? So he is talking about this Ashtanga yogi, how he moves the prana chakra from the last prana chakra to the highest. There are totally 7 chakras and how he lifts. So what we will do is here, we'll just share this document. Okay. So you see, there are 7 chakras in our body. Okay. Now, if you take this person, who's sitting in Ashtanga yoga process, you see, the first is called the Mooladhara. By practice of Ashtanga yoga, he moves the prana chakra all the way into these various steps, right? So he would do Swadhisthana, Manipura, then Anhata, then Vishuddha, Ajna, then Sahasrara. So by moving the 7 stages, right, he gets liberation from this body. So the liberation of an Ashtanga yogi is completely by his own effort, where he is desiring Paramatma as destination. There is no mercy of the Lord. However, the Paramatma sitting in the heart is just making him to fulfill the desire of the yogi. What you want, I'll do. Right or wrong, you decide. But when you choose, no, I don't know anything, you give me the direction, I'm surrendered onto you, then Paramatma tells, oh, this is the process that you have to go through. And that is the difference between ordinary soul and self-realized soul. One who hears the Paramatma, one who just takes the fruited result from the Paramatma. That's the differences. Okay. Now, I've drawn this. So what we will do is I'll just do a small table here. Okay. Now, for example, you see this picture. I've had a picture of a man and I put a heart here. So this heart refers to the soul and this man refers to the body. Okay. So now let's see, what does bodily consciousness mean? Bodily consciousness. Okay. Okay. So then I will say, what is spirit consciousness? So what does bodily consciousness means? Hey, I have many organs in my body. I have many sense organs, knowledge acquiring senses. I have many of these things on my body. Always thinking of them, always practicing or doing activities in connection to that body is called bodily consciousness. That means we give too much of time in maintaining this body, too much of time in taking care of the bodily needs, be it enjoyment, be it sophistication. It can be gross or subtle. Gross means taking care of the bodily needs straight away, like eating, hearing, sense of touch, taking care of all those needs. Subtle means which is working on the material mind and material intelligence, and false ego. So what does that mean? Hey, I want to be a very learned man. I need to be respected in the society. See? False ego, but on the material plane. Intelligence is knowing the various material subjects, becoming a scientist, becoming a PhD, and doing many material research activities. Research activity is not just about the body, but also about the environment, the earth. Many research activities that people get into. That's also bodily activities. So, whether we perform bodily activities in the subtle level or in the gross level, it leads to bodily enjoyment and it leads to acquiring another material body. This is what is important to understand. Right? So, bodily consciousness means body related thoughts and activities. Okay. Now, what does spiritual consciousness means? Thinking that this body is a machine and is covered or is giving a place for the soul to be seated. This is very important to understand. So we know that all the organs or all the aspects of this body is an element like a machine, like a parts of the machine. We use that in order to perform our functions. Okay. So now, for example, the soul has desire to eat different varieties of food. Okay. It has a desire like that. But the soul cannot eat because it doesn't have hands, legs, nothing. The soul engages this body. It uses the senses of this body. For example, you eat a gulab jamun. It tastes the nectar, the taste of the sugar, the taste of the jamun. And enjoy. Okay. So that's what the body does. So, for example, someone we say ghost, no? So he has desires. He has desire to do many things. But he doesn't have organs or hands or legs or anything in order to do it. That means it's like this. I read how to make biryani and how biryani will taste. So there's a difference between theory and practice, right? Theory is, in my mind, I know biryani will taste like this. I know biryani is to make like this. Now I will hanker to eat that biryani. For that, I have to make biryani. Otherwise, I can't eat it. So there's a difference between practical aspect and theoretical aspect. The soul has desire, but it cannot be executed. So hence it needs this body. So now the point is, if the soul is covered by that false ego with great intensity of understanding that I am part of this material world, I'm not a servant of Krishna, then what happens? The intelligence becomes perverted or impurified. It engages the mind on bodily thoughts and activities on the material plane. That's called bodily consciousness. But if the soul is purified because of intelligence, how intelligence? Acquisition of knowledge, by the mercy of the Lord, then it does only spiritual activity, spiritual consciousness. This is the difference. So hence, when Prabhupada gave us this Hare Krishna mantra, it awakens that spiritual consciousness and tells the false ego, no, I'm not this body. I am part and parcel of Krishna, and I'm a spirit, and my activities must be spiritual. My activities must not be body. So then what's the point of this body? The body is a machine in order to help us accomplish our spiritual goals. This is what you have to understand. And that's what the sloka is trying to explain us. So you reflect on yourself. In a day of 24 hours, how much of bodily consciousness activities you're doing, and how much of spirit consciousness activities you're doing. And that determines your path. That determines the journey of your life. Right? So that's what this sloka is also trying to tell us. Are we clear now on these aspects?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Prabhu.
So now what is this Ashtanga Yogi is doing? Okay, I don't want this body. So I'll follow this practices. So what does he do? One should then give up the material body by blocking the air hole. That means, you have the thumb in your leg, right? The big thumb, toe. You take the toe and then close the vayu. That means the anus. Okay. You close the anus and then he begins the process of lifting the life air. That is a process that the Ashtanga yogis go through. Otherwise, the soul, when you work on the prana chakras, the soul, there's a chance that it may exit out of this, that anus, okay, the stool passing area, and that he will not reach his destination. The soul has to exit out of the skull, and that's when you get reach a destination. Right? So that's what is being explained here. Okay. Then, the meditative devotee should slowly push up the air from navel to heart, from there to chest and the root of the plate, and he should search for proper places with intelligence. Okay. So then we'll go to the next sloka. Okay. Sloka number 21. So now, till now we are talking about the various practice of Ashtanga Yogi, how he can get the soul and get him liberated of the skull. Once he gets liberated out of the skull, then he reaches a particular destination. What he reaches, that's what we'll read here. Therefore, the Bhakti Yogi should push the life air between the eyebrows, between here, and then blocking the 7 outlets of the life air. That is all the 7 outlets that we have in the body. He should maintain his aim for going back home, back to Godhead. Here, back to Godhead is Brahma Jyoti. It is not the Parandama, Param Brahma. It's not that. If he is completely free from all desires of material enjoyment, he should then reach the cerebral hole and give up his material connection, having gone to the Supreme. Here, Supreme refers to Paramatma. Right? So, he is talking about the various steps this yogi practices in order to exit this body and reaches this impersonal Brahman, the Brahma Jyoti. Okay? That is the journey the soul is going to go through. Now, we'll go back. We'll go back to this presentation. Where is this presentation? Yeah. Where we talked about this process now. See here, this is where he achieved liberation. We completed this. Now here in the Virat Rupa, when he goes to this portion, this is called Krama Mukti. Mukti means liberation. Krama means gradual, step by step. So, in this step by step, how does he get liberated? See this portion is what we will learn in the next few slokas. Okay, so from sloka 22 onwards, we are going to reach various planets, right? We talked about various planets. So he goes through these various planets and then he reaches what is Karma Mukti. So that is what is explained from sloka 22 onwards till sloka number 33. Okay, in that, this main one sloka that I want to discuss about it now. Okay, we'll read the sloka called 22 now. Yadi prayasyan nripa parmestyam vaihaya sanam utayad viharam astadipatyam guna sannivaye sahaiva gachen manasendriyascha. Translation. However, O king, if a yogi maintains a desire for improved material enjoyments, remember, even though he is Viratrupa, he is meditating on, still he is impure. So now he has to go through the stages. That means Krama Mukti. Krama Mukti means gradual liberation. Like transference to the topmost planet, Brahma Loka. That means he has desire. What desire? Hey, I want to go to Swarga Loka. I want to enjoy there. I want to go to I heard this Tapaloka, there were a lot of tapasyas, people are there, they can fly around, do all these things. So like that, the yogis may have desire. And he also wanted to go to Brahma Jyoti because Brahma Jyoti is the highest in the material plane. He wants to go there. Or achieve the Eightfold Perfections. Travel in outer space with the Vaihayasas. So, once you reach Maharloka and above, Now, today, when we want to transport, how do we transport ourselves? We take a vehicle, or we walk with this body, or we run with this body, right? There, they have achieved Siddhi perfection. Okay? And because once they have achieved Siddhi perfection, they become Anima Siddhi, smallest, Mahima Siddhi, the biggest. So they can go to the smallest hole and reach a place, they can reach the biggest and then jump, they can do whatever they want. Now I'm sitting here, now there is no mango season. I want mango. So I'll just desire mango and ask here, I'll get a mango. So I will perfect my siddhis. And that's what happens in these planets. So they can fulfill their desire, right? So here Prabhupada writes, they do not have to learn and practice mystic process of yoga perfection and achieve the power of becoming small particles like Anima Siddhi, lighter than soft feather, Lagima Siddhi, or get anything from anywhere, Prapti Siddhi, anything from anywhere. Today, I want gold jewelry I want to make. So today I have to work hard, save money, put in a bank, earn interest. Then once it becomes big, then I can go buy jewelry. But no, in the Siddhi process, if I just desire, the gold jewelry will come. So like that, what happens? Those yogis' material desires are all fulfilled by practicing these various kinds of siddhis, right? So Prabhupada writes that many devotees are also siddhis. Okay, many devotees are also siddhis. They can fly also. They can do many things. But Prabhupada said a realized devotee will never use his mystic power for his self-gratification. He'll use on his mystic power for achieving perfection in Bhakti Yoga. That means he'll preach, he will make more devotees, he'll get them to the platform of Krishna consciousness. He'll be a missionary in his thoughts. And you will see that they don't eat much, they'll just eat a little bit in a day, that's all. They don't eat any food. So like that, they'll go on. So Prabhupada says that's what devotees do. Now, if you read 10th Canto, you will see the pastime of Trinavarta. Right? What happened in Trinavarta pastime? Trinavarta was a big wind demon, right? And Krishna had to kill him. So what Krishna did first initially, he did Anima Siddhi. He became very light. So when Trinavarta took Krishna, he was so light. What he said? Oh, okay, now I'm going to kill you. So what he did? He flew very high. Then what did Krishna do? He immediately changed his Siddhi from Anima Siddhi to Mahima Siddhi. Right? Mahima Siddhi is what? Became very heavy. So Trinavarta could not take the weight, and then he crashed all from that height and then fell down and died. So, and what did Krishna do? He just walked out of the place. I mean, he not even walked, he crawled out of the place and then came laughing and things like that. So people were zapped. The Vrajavasis were zapped. How is it possible? So Krishna is called Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara. So Krishna is called the mystic of the mystics. That means he can do anything. So any devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness, they also become mystic. You can't understand them, but they can influence you. Right? So, but our goal is not about achieving those planets to get those siddhis so that we can fulfill our material desires. No, that's not the goal. The goal is to practice activities that will give pleasure to the Supreme Lord Krishna. Okay? So that's what has been explained here. So now you will read slokas from 23 to 32. You'll see, for example, here in this translation, you can see Prabhupada is giving example of Narada Muni and Durvasa. Okay? Narada Muni can go to any planets. He can be in the spiritual planets, he can go to the material planets. In material planets, he can travel with an andas. Today we are having Mars mission, that mission, this mission. But Narada Muni can just go to Mars like that. He can go to some planet just like that. Okay, so they have achieved this perfection not by the process of material, siddhic practices. They have achieved practice through Bhakti Yoga. And they travel to these places in service of the Lord, not for their own enjoyment. That's what you have to understand. Okay? So, we talked about these steps. Okay? We talked about these steps. Here, you see, go through these planets, and once you reach Brahmajyoti, there you can take a decision whether you want to live all the life of Lord Brahma and then die along with him and then reach the spiritual sky. Here, spiritual sky refers to Brahma Jyoti. Or you can again practice further. No, I don't want to wait for the life of Brahma. I want to practice further and reach my destination. So again, by practice of this yoga practice, Ashtanga yoga practices, then you can cross over all of them and get liberation. Okay, so that's the explanation given. So what I'll do is I'll go to sloka number 33. You can read through. You can read through where how he can cross over each and every layer, what he sees in every layer. Now we can cross over and then reach the destination. Okay. So now we'll go from sloka number 31 onwards. See, 31 onwards is the conclusion of Karma Mukti, where Prabhupada is trying to equate this with Bhakti Yoga. And subsequently, Prabhupada is going to take us through the process of this Bhakti Yoga, which is the most important aspect. Okay. Tenat manatmanam upaiti shantam anandam anandamayo vasena etam gatim bhagavatim gatoya savai punar neha visharjate anga. Translation. Only the purified soul can attain the perfection of associating with personality of Godhead. Purification on the mind, the material mind. And intelligence should be completely spiritualized by reading the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Screen is not shared, Prabhu.
Screen is not shared? Oh, I'm sorry. I kept it in the previous one. Yeah. Okay. So only the purified soul can attain the perfection of associating with personality of Godhead in complete bliss and satisfaction in his constitutional state. What is constitutional state? I realize that I've been created to practice devotion unto the Lord. My duty is to do worship. While I do this duty of worship, I also help others to practice the same process. When I engage others also in this practice of worship to Krishna, Krishna is very pleased. He accelerates my life. He accelerates my life in two aspects. One is knowledge about Krishna, knowledge about our relationship with Krishna. Okay. Second, he gives knowledge about, next is he helps us to preach many other souls and bring them onto the same platform. So that's the mercy he showers. So these are two aspects that he does. So whoever is able to renovate such devotion perfection is never again attracted by this material world and he never returns. That means once there's a change of consciousness, once the consciousness is purified, he will not be once again allured by this material influence. What will be his activities? His activities will be completely transcendental. You will see that he is no more interested on these, sense gratificatory activities. He'll be completely beyond all these things, right? So that is what Prabhupada says. So Prabhupada says that one can become liberated even being in this material world, where he's always remembering Krishna. He's always on this platform of thinking of Krishna, practicing service and worship to the Godhead and nothing else, right? So we'll go to sloka number 232. Ete shishtitre nirpa veda gite vaya bipriste cha sanatane cha yevai pura brahmana ahatushta aradito bhagavan vasudevaha. Your Majesty, Maharaj Parikshit, know that all that I have described in reply to your proper inquiry is just according to the version of the Vedas. It is eternal truth. So this was described personally by Lord Krishna unto Brahma, with whom the Lord was satisfied upon being properly worshipped. Okay. So you can understand that. You look at this keyword. Once Brahma was created, Brahma meditated on the Lord, and Lord Brahma was given the knowledge of service. What service? To do this entire creation. But in the process of creation, Brahma also worshipped the Lord. So because of Brahma's worship unto the Lord was completely pleased by his activities, and he gave him this eternal truth, right? So you can see this. Here he's talking about reaching the eternal spiritual sky. The spiritual sky can be reached by many methods of yoga practice. But by also practicing Bhakti Yoga, that you can reach at the easiest method. Because the difference between any other yoga process and bhakti yoga is, in any other yoga process, we think we are the only one who is wanting and seek liberation by our own effort. No one else can help me. That is the ahankar that is carrying. But in bhakti yoga, the difference is, I will do my duty according to the instruction of Guru and Shastra. But I leave it to the mercy of the Lord to take me home back to God. See, this is the biggest difference between bhakti yoga and ashtanga yoga. So, and that's what Prabhupada concludes here in this. Okay. So from this chapter onwards, Prabhupada is going to talk about the key aspects of bhakti yoga. So what we will do is, these slokas are very important, and time we're going to spend here is most important. Why? Because one is he's going to talk about bhakti yoga, and he's going to talk about all the shortcomings in the previous sections of the yoga that we discussed. And by understanding bhakti yoga to the depth, we can understand that whatever one achieved by karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga, jnana yoga, raja yoga, hatha yoga, dhyana yoga, or ashtanga yoga for that matter, everything is encompassed within bhakti yoga. That is what we have to understand. Right? So once we understand this, then we will know that bhakti yoga is supreme, and how it is supreme we'll understand. Okay. Nahi yato anya shiva panta vishata samstaviha vasudeve bhagavati bhakti yoga yato bhavet. For those who are wandering in this material universe, there is no more auspicious means of deliverance than what is aimed at in the direct devotion service of Lord Krishna. Purport. Can someone read the purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. As will be clarified in the next verse, devotional service or the direct bhakti yoga is the only absolute and auspicious means of deliverance from the grip of material existence. There are many indirect methods for deliverance from the clutches of material existence, but none of them is as easy and auspicious as bhakti yoga. This means jnana and yoga and other allied disciplines are not independent in delivering a performer. Such activities help one to reach the stage of bhakti yoga after many, many years.
Pause here, pause here. So this is the most important. By practicing other forms of yoga, they may not be able to deliver themselves. But by practicing other yoga, finally what will happen? They'll reach bhakti yoga after many, many years. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. That's the meaning here. In the Bhagavad Gita, read Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. In the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is said that those who are attached to the impersonal features of the Absolute are liable to many troubles in the pursuit of their desired goal. And the empirical philosophers searching after the Absolute Truth realizes the importance of Vasudeva realization as all in all after many, many births. Bhagavad Gita 7.19. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, I will just share the sloka for you. This is a very beautiful sloka. If you all can remember, we'll mug up the sloka. Though it is in that third canto, I'm still introducing it here. Okay? See the sloka. 3.23. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Yad Brahma Darshanam. Engagement in Krishna consciousness and application of devotional service onto Krishna make it possible to advance in knowledge and detachment as well as in self-realization. Okay? Look at this word. Engagement in Krishna consciousness and application of devotional service onto Krishna. This is the key. So once you do this, that means engage ourselves in activities connected to Krishna and practice of devotional service, then you will attain what is called perfection of knowledge. Knowledge comes with detachment. The more we are attached to elements in the material plane, the more we suffer. The more we are detached, more we are in blissful state. As well as in self-realization. That's the key here, right? So this is a very beautiful sloka. We will take it for remembrance right away. Radharani Mataji, you can note this sloka also. And then we will practice this sloka also. Okay? Let's go back to the purports. Okay. Here, I'm just going to conclude this reading. See here. As explained in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, either direct Bhakti Yoga or means which ultimately culminate in Bhakti Yoga, without any tinge of fruitive activity, constitute the highest form of religion. Now, look at this. This is Anna Bilashitasan. Everything else is simply a waste of time for the performer. Sridhar Swami and other acharyas like Jiva Goswami agree that Bhakti Yoga is not only easy, simple, natural, and free from trouble, but is only source of happiness for the human being. Now, this is the line, you have to repeat this line again. This paragraph line you have to repeat. I will just highlight in pink. Either direct Bhakti Yoga or means which ultimately culminate in Bhakti Yoga. Ataha Pumbe Dvijashreshta Varnashrama Vibhagasha Sanata Tasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. What does that mean? Varnashrama system creates a platform that enables us to reach the Bhakti Yoga. That means which ultimately culminate in Bhakti Yoga. That also. Or directly perform Bhakti Yoga. Vedescha Sarves Ahameva Vedyam. Vedanta Krit Veda Vidyavacha. That means understanding that the Veda Shastra, the result is understanding Krishna. I will directly do that. That is direct Bhakti Yoga. Without any tinge of fruitive activities. When I practice Bhakti Yoga, I don't want to get into profit mentality. If I do this, I'll get that. If I do this, I'll get this. No. Constitutes the highest form of religion. What a religion we are thinking as we are practicing. He says this is the highest form of religion. No other forms of religion higher than. Everything else, whatever else you do, is simply a waste of time. You may justify your actions, but at the end of the time period, all those actions will lose its value and die, go into ashes. You just don't do it. That's the point. So it's very important. How do you position yourself in your life at every stages of life and take it to great result? Okay. Now, the next three slokas, 34, 35, four slokas, 34, 35, 36, 37 are very, very important. In the next class, we'll be focusing only on these four slokas. We'll go into very great detail. We'll give some examples. We'll give some cross-sloka references also, and then see how we can learn them better. Okay. So, as of now, I have concluded what is Bhakti Yoga, what are the steps involved, and what is the Dharanasya. What happens to an impure devotee in his terms of consciousness and mind? What happens to pure devotee in terms of mind and consciousness? Their object of realization, their destination. And while they get to their destination, what is the path that they go through? Right? So we discussed about the Krama Mukti. Krama Mukti means gradual process from Virata Rupa. Then we also discussed about the form features of Paramatma. Then how to reach that Paramatma, how do you get his destination? So after going through all these difficulties, you see it's so tough, and still you reach impersonal Brahman. And that impersonal Brahman, you will only get two things, eternity and the knowledge of Brahman, that's all. Eternity means lifelong, but you'll never get bliss. What bliss? The bliss of being and serving that Supreme Personality of God. So hence, you will see, even though a practitioner, Ashtanga Yoga practitioners achieved this Brahmajyoti, he will see that he is not connecting with the Supreme Personal Godhead to reach that great bliss. So dissatisfied, he will once again fall down into this Martya Loka, and he will start practice of Bhakti Yoga. Right? So that's what you will learn as to comparative analysis between Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Sukadeva Goswami is also concluding the same. So then he is telling Parikshit, you better practice Bhakti Yoga. Why it is glorious. And that's the next four slokas that we want to present. Okay. So we will stop here today. I know it was very technical for all of you. That's why I did a summary once, twice, thrice, many times, so that you are able to get to that conclusion very clearly. Okay. Any questions, thoughts?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam for nicely explaining Ashtanga Yoga and other philosophical knowledge, Prabhu. Prabhu, I have one question, Prabhu. These impersonalists, they practice Ashtanga Yoga and finally after passing through all the yama, niyama, and also the final state, they reach the Brahma Jyoti, and they come to know that it is not
Not everyone reaches Brahma Jyoti. Some of them, what they do, they reach the higher planetary system. That means after Maharloka, that Siddhi planets, Siddhic powers,
Okay.
they reach there and they try to enjoy there, and then they may fall down even from there because
So they will fall
not
down
making
for
further progress. Yes.
they will fall down. It is not with their own intelligence they will come down.
No, they will fall down. No?
They
See,
will
Prabhu,
fall down.
you are now where you are in the middle planetary system, Earth planet. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Now from here, you can go up.
Yes.
You can go to Swargaloka all the way to Brahmaloka, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
By doing pious activities.
Yes.
Okay? Or activities of yajna, yoga practices. You can reach higher planetary system. Now let's say you take abominable actions. That means breaking the four regulative principles.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then associating with people of ignorance.
Mundane world. Yeah.
Then what happens? From earthly planet, you will fall down to lower planets.
Oh, right. Prabhu.
So that means within these 14 planets, you always have the opportunity to go up or go down. Go up or go down. Birth.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay.
So the fall down cannot be avoided as far as you are in the material world.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. And one more thing, Prabhu. This I understood very clearly this Virata Rupa and Brahma Jyoti, that is Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Sabhyate. That is Brahman position, Brahmeti and Bhagavan, I could understand, Prabhu. Paramatma means, can I relate it to Virata Rupa, Prabhu?
No, Paramatma is not Virat Rupa, no. We clearly understood. Now, Virat Rupa is formlessness. Where you can see Kala Chakra. We can see many forms. You can see, analogical understanding of the various planetary system.
It is one.
But Paramatma, we read, no. He's wearing a golden helmet. He is 8 inches tall. He's got 4 hands. He's got Shankha Chakra, Gada Padma. We read all those details now.
Okay.
So that is different realization. No? There is a first aspect in personal realization, which who? Paramatma.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Others? Any other has questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Dhanavad Pranam. Prabhu, to summarize the whole thing here, what I understood is that going through Bhakti Yoga, you will reach abode without any hindrance. And by reaching with all this Ashtanga Yoga, still you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve.
Correct. It's a partial realization.
Partial realization. Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So the perfection in realization can happen, not the most important you have to take home is with you is this. The perfect realization can happen not by your effort alone. It can happen only by the combination of your effort and by the mercy of the Lord. Okay. So how, Prabhu? For example, I want to reach your house. I want to go to your house and sit on your sofa set. Okay. What effort I did? I took my car, took the address, and came to your doorstep and knocked. But just because I've reached your house, can I sit in your couch and sofa and enjoy that? Can I do that? Just because I reached your house? No. Why? You have to open the door, right? You have to give me permission, right?
Yes.
You have to open the door, give me permission, put the asana, and then allow me to enjoy, correct?
Correct, Prabhu.
So that means to accomplish any desire, there are two elements. One is my endeavor, another is the mercy of the person who's giving that enjoyment. Correct?
Yes.
So, in all other yoga process is my endeavor. Karma yoga, he'll reach maximum Swargaloka.
Yeah.
So in Bhakti Yoga, what happens? Even though I'm serving the Lord, but I'm leaving the destination to the Lord. Lord, you show me mercy, I'll come to you. Lord says, okay, You reach halfway, no, now my job. He will send his Vishnu Duta and collect you and get you back to him. So that is the difference. The mercy of the Lord does not exist in other aspects of the yoga. It only exists in Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga.
Okay, you got the point, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Good. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, do all of them fall down from Brahma Jyoti or they have any chance to go to Vaikuntha planets from there, Prabhu?
From there, they won't. They have to practice Bhakti Yoga to reach Vaikuntha planets. Vaikuntha planets, to go, you need personal relationship with the Godhead.
They have
Without
to
the
come
personal relationship and personally serving the Lord, you will not be able to reach Vaikuntha planets. In Brahma Jyoti, there is no service to the Lord.
Yes, Prabhu.
So they have to once again come down, and with the presence of hands, legs, we talked about, no? We talked
Yes.
about body and ghost. Ghost cannot do anything. So now the soul is trying to engage this body. We took the example, the soul can engage his body for material activities. The soul
Yes.
can engage his body for spiritual activities. So now I'm using this body for spiritual activities and pleasing the Lord and then going back home.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So we
In
must have
a
a-
Brahma Jyoti, I don't have hands, legs, nothing. I'm just a subtle body. I cannot accomplish. That's the example we gave, no? He wants
Yes.
you to come on, he can't. So he has to come down, use his Anga, which is the mercy of Lord Hrishikesha, use his body, and again serve Lord. That is when he'll get pleased.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I got this doubt because somebody said Narada Muni and Shiva will be traveling through Brahma Jyoti like that. So
Because
don't
they
know.
are fully realized spiritual bodies they possess. They have already reached the spiritual planet and they have been awarded spiritual body. They don't have material body. And hence
No,
they
through
can
their,
travel anywhere you want. See, a
through
spiritual
their
body can travel
association.
in spiritual world and material world. But a material body can travel only in the material world, not in the spiritual world.
Yes, Prabhu, I didn't complete. So through their association, they said they can go to Vaikuntha like that.
Yes,
So I
yes.
did not understand.
Yeah, if by associating with Narada Muni, I can go to the same destination because I will practice what he's doing.
So we have to come to earth and then go back through their association.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Because Kaivalyam Narakayate, that means the impersonal form of the Lord, one who is practicing worshipping, is blasphemous to the Lord. So in a blasphemous situation, you'll never see Narada Muni and all those people present there. Devotees won't be present there. Only non-devotees are present there.
Yes.
If devotees are not present, how will I know what to practice? How will I practice devotion? So I'll have to come down again.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Now I
Hare
understand.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, can you said Paramatma we can understand in 3 levels.
Yeah.
Can you
One
just
is
explain?
Paramatma at the Shirodakshai, one who resides in our heart, Kshetrajna.
Yes.
Another Paramatma who is at the universal level.
Yes.
That means within this universe, that is the Garbha.
Garbha.
And the level is collection of universes at the Karanadaksha Vishnu level.
Okay.
So these are 3 levels at which I can understand Paramatma.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, bro.
Thank you for this explanation. So I, while hearing this, I could just help but correlate the way Krishna also explained a similar method in chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and then he also highlighted the negativity in that flow, because the actual goal will not be Bhagwan himself. The Brahmajyoti is a problem. Final destination is a problem. The similar equation is also explained here as but the question I have was that not a question, but just an observation that in case of Arjuna, it was more to fight the war. But in case of Parikshit Maharaj here, I think his question was, what should one do at the time of death? So the process of explaining was first the identifying the probably the prevalent process of only reaching the Brahma Jyoti and not going towards Bhagwan, and then probably
No, not like that, Prabhu. So what happened, in case of Parikshit Maharaj, the situation or the stage is well set for what? To deliver Srimad Bhagavatam to the whole world. That is the whole process. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam is what? Is pure devotion unto Supreme Lord Krishna. Now, while that message is delivered, many life role modeled examples need to be given. Why? Because there are many situations in life of someone, right? So, based on different opportunities and situations, different examples of Bhakti Yoga practitioners are being explained. So, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. So, the Srimad Bhagavatam is Lord and Lord's entourage, Lord's devotees. Together, the Bhagavatam is explained. But however, in the arena, for example, I am giving a class on cooking cakes, right? But in the class, there could be some mathematicians, statistical people. They are not coming here for cooks. They want to only do statistics, thinking, if I do some calculation, that is enough. I don't need to do cooking and all those things. Because there will be different kinds of people in an arena, right?
Right.
In this arena where he was explaining Srimad Bhagavatam, which is pure devotion unto Supreme Lord, there are many yogis also present. Like, for example, we have this Prayagraj, we had Kumbh Mela. Many yogis came from that place, from various places. So, like, many people also came here. Since they are practicing Ashtanga Yoga, Sukadeva Goswami is taking a detour now. He's telling, hey, you're practicing Ashtanga Yoga, this is your destination. Be watchful what you're doing.
Okay.
So he's taking a detour to get them explanation, and once they are clarified, he's concluding why one should practice Bhakti. Otherwise, what will happen? You will completely end with the entire aspects of Bhakti Yoga, but a person who's craving Ashtanga Yoga, he will never be satisfied. He will still be thinking this is supreme, that is inferior, that is better, this is lower. He'll be judgmental about it. So in order to address that, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining this. But also for devotees, for us, it's great. Why? Because even if you have an iota of doubt about impersonal aspect of the Lord, even if you have an iota of doubt about other aspects of yoga, we will not practice henceforth. We'll be more firm in Bhakti Yoga. So there are two accomplishments by this explanation.
Perfect, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so
Prabhu,
much.
I want to say one point, Prabhu. From your class today, what I've understood is what difficulties we are going through in this material plane, Prabhu, is nothing when compared to the determination of being, accomplishing Bhakti Yoga, and the mercy of the Lord is very important. Here I understand. What is said is correct, Prabhu?
Yes. Very
Hare
important.
Krishna,
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. The two endeavors you said, so that comes in Damodara Leela, no, Prabhu? That 50% is your effort, 50% is mercy of the Lord.
No, that is not endeavor. That is the path. Endeavor means what I want. Okay. That is the method. Method is, you do your duty on the Bhakti Yoga platform. Leave the result to the Lord. If the Lord is thinking that you deserve, He will shower mercy, take you back home. If the Lord feels that, no, you still don't deserve, you need more time, then He will not reciprocate. So that you leave it to the Lord. But when you leave it to the Lord, you just have that faith. Lord will take care. That's the meaning. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll stop here. Thanks for all your wonderful association in the morning. I hope that you will be able to appreciate it. So Ashtanga Yoga was explained for us from a knowledge perspective only, because we practice Bhakti Yoga. Now, currently we are practicing Jnana Mishra Bhakti Yoga, but now we have to purify that to more Bhakti Yoga. That means remove the Mishra. Just focus on Bhakti Yoga. How can I perfect it? That's what we have to get to. Okay? Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Tat Sat. Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I'll end.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dhanush Pranam. I'm ending the class.